everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is an exciting day and I am jumping on the bandwagon with this little beauty. You'll have probably all seen this, all heard about it. It is the KVD Beauty Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation. Now, this went viral and it has been sold out for the longest time on Boots, and managed to get my hands in it. Now, I'm not sure if this shade's going to be too dark for me. This is the only problem. It's in light 015. Also have tan 066 because I wanted to try it as like a bronzer sort of contour shade. So it's infused with apple extract to help nourish the skin. You can recycle the compact, and yeah, let's just give it out and have a see. So this is what it looks like. As I say, I'm not sure if, doesn't smell of anything, if this colour is going to be too dark for me. Oh, it feels so bizarre. I'm just going to, for myself, just take about here and kind of see. It melts into my skin, so it might be okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I have dampened this sponge here, and I also have my Real Techniques stippling brush. I'm not going to put any primer or nothing on. We're just going to try it straight from the get-go. And we're going to put it on and see how we go. So I've got the stippling brush. Now before I start, excuse me, very dry throat. This is targeted at dry to normal skin. But I've seen a few different people with different skin types try it out. There's been mixed reviews. Some people are absolutely obsessed with it, think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and other people are not that impressed with it. So if you're not new to me, or you are new to me, I have dry skin. The only bit of oiliness I get is around my nose, but it seems to be like overnight into the morning. So as I'm putting this on just now, it's about 11:45 in the morning. So I'm going to take this stippling brush and I'm just going to lightly go into it. Oh, it seems such a shame. And we are going to start with this side here and just go, wow, see that? Now, I don't think this is going to be the right brush for that, so we're going to step away from that brush and I'm going to use my Body Shop. But look, the redness that I had there, it is already covered up. Oh, look at that. Now, I normally do not wear full coverage foundations, but look at that coverage. That's mad. It's maybe a tad too dark for me, but not majorly. Oh my goodness. And like, I get darkness under my eyes. Look at the difference. That is crazy pigmented and coverage. That is madness. Look at that. That's just one swipe and it's gone all of that. So I'm going to dip it back in again. Oh, I think I got a bit in my eye there. And we're just going to carry on putting it on this side. Now, I believe that doing it with the brush is going to give you more coverage, and doing it with the sponge is going to shade it out. You can still see like my freckles and a bit of milia and stuff through it. That doesn't bother me because I normally would wear a lightweight foundation anyway, rather than, you know, this one. But this is a side without, and this is the side with it. Crazy. Now I'm going to try this side with my slightly damp sponge. I have rinsed it off. Again, I'm placing it just where I've got redness, even on that bit of my nose. I'm just taking it over my face. Look, oh, it is mad. I used to wear Estee Lauder Double Wear, which you will know is like heavy duty. I used to wear that in college back in the day, and trying to get Estee Lauder Double Wear off your skin was like the craziest. And I know you're hearing a bit of dragging there, that's me with this sponge. But even for under the eyes, now I get eczema on my eyes, so again, if it does cling to any texture in that, I'm not going to blame that on the foundation. This is also a matte foundation, so again, you know, that's something that I'm maybe not necessarily used to, because all of the foundations that I own have some kind of hyaluronic acid, or they're dewy. So that's it completely applied. Now looking at it here, off of this, let's turn the ring light off for a minute to see what you're thinking, or we'll maybe lower, because I've got my ring light but with natural light as well. So from what I'm seeing, my skin feels like that I've got nothing on it. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel sticky or anything. I'm going to just take you off of this tripod a minute and see if we can get you close, and will it make any difference to you in seeing. I've got the shittest lighting and setup, it really pisses me off, but I'm really quite impressed. And even though it is full coverage, I can still see my skin in it. The colour match is actually okay for me. It's blended really well. Where I get eczema is here in my corners of my eyes. I've got a bit of texture there and a bit of milia. It's totally taken away my dark circles completely, and that bit of redness that I get where my glasses sit. It's not sunk into any little fine lines or pores. It's mad. I actually love it. Yeah, I'm so impressed. But I will check in later on in the day to let you know just how well it went. So let's try this now. And oh, of course I saw one of my all-time favourite YouTubers, Sabrina, do this. So this is the shade Tan 066, and I thought it could maybe be either a liquid bronze or it could be a contour. So I'm going to take this little brush here and we're just going to dip into it. It's possibly too warm. A tone for it to be, and yes, I've probably taken it too far down. I don't ever like contour or anything like that, so be kind. But we'll have a go and see what it is like. Keep it under there. Ta-da! Finished. Jokes. Now, let's just pop that under here. I've got a little basket there that I put my brushes in, and I'm going to use this brush here, and I'm just going to lightly blend that in. And hopefully it'll blend in nicely and not leave like a crazy shadow or anything. Everyone's out cutting their grass today because it's another lovely day out there. I have no plans. Well, it's blending in nicely. You know, you just got to work with it. And I really do like cream products. I don't know if I forgot to say that I never put any primers or anything on because I just wanted to see how this performs and works on my skin, you know, without any added help or that. Let's do this. Maybe I need a smaller brush for that, do I? Just to kind of buff it in. Okay, that's not working for that. I'm going to use my sponge to do the nose, just to get into the wee nooks and crannies, as they say in Scotland. I remember one time when I was trying to contour and I forgot to take the contour off my nose. And I was like, yay, Julie, you're winning at life. This seems to be where I have better lighting, which is why I'm just holding it there. I have wet this sponge, but so how do we, what do we think of that? I think that worked really good. I'm just patting over it just in case there's any other bits of it that didn't quite blend into the face. If it didn't work for that purpose, the other thing I was thinking that I could use it for was maybe just a cream shadow. So yeah, what do you think? It's so annoying, the lighting, but yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. And it feels so lightweight. One of the makeup artists, Shona, that I was watching, she was saying that normally with full coverage and cream based products, your face would feel caked in it. I love it. And that wee bit of the tan colour has just really given me that gorgeous glow. So I'm going to put on just a very quick bit of makeup here. I'm going to use the Coconut Bronze Glistening Powder. I'm not even going to use concealer because it has concealed my under eye bags and things. Let's take this brush here by BH Cosmetics and we will add a little bit of this glistening powder just to the tops of my cheeks. It will take me a bit of time, I think, to get used to the fact that it is more coverage than I would normally wear. But again, it'll be interesting to see how it wears throughout the day, and as I say, I will come back and show you later on in the video. Now for eyes, today I think I'm just going to use one of my Super Shock shadows. I'm going to use the first one that comes to hand, which is Roy G. Biv, which is this colour, and we're just going to pop a little bit of that on. Big hair there. I don't use these Super Shock shadows enough, to be fair. Just with a tiny bit of something. I need to take my antihistamine. I'm so choked up today. Yeah, so Boots have started getting more of the lighter and medium shades in that were out of stock, but the much lighter ones are obviously very much popular. But I can definitely work with the light shade that I got. Tissue. My finger there. So just a slight pop of sparkly pink, and then I'm going to take this kind of golden neutral liner, also by Colourpop, and just put it into my waterline. Now I'm noticing when I do that there's a little bit of foundation slightly stuck in that tiny wee bit of fine line there, but it's still nothing like bad. Let's pop a quick bit of mascara on. Where the hell is it? There it is. It's also such a quick application. I mean, I know you're like, it's at 17 minutes now, but it's such a quick foundation as well to apply. And I'm aware that my hair's a riot. I did wash it last night, but it's all flying. So that is me. The only other thing that I'm going to do is pop a tiny little bit of this gloss in Petal. This is by Beauty Bay. It's actually a bit too pink, that lip gloss. It looks more vibrant on there. And yes, this is it. So far, thumbs up from me. Very impressed. I can see why there is the hype around it. I will check in with you later on to see how it is wearing and what I think. And yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button to be notified of when I upload. Let me know what you think in the comments and what kind of skin you have and if you've tried it. But look at that, it's just spot on. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back. So, I was trying out the new KVD Beauty Good Apple foundation. So this is the shade I've got on. It is Light 015 and I used the tan one in 066 to do like a kind of contour creamy blush situation. Now, it is definitely full coverage and it's more coverage than I generally wear. At the moment I don't have this ring light on because I wanted to try and see if you can see it in its best light. It's really difficult to show you. So I'm just going to pop the ring light on and maybe lower it down a bit in colour so that you can see. So there's no patchiness. I do think you can prominently see the contour of my lip there though. I personally think the colour is a bit more coverage and a bit warmer toned than I would normally put on. But my friend says that it matches me perfectly, she thinks, and that it matches my neck when I was showing her earlier. It's not clung to any dry patches. Some of it's come away onto my glasses, but I never used any corrector or concealer under my eyes today, and it's just given me that healthiness. So I have thoughts, as the lovely, beautiful Jane Jackson would say. Okay, now the tripod doesn't want to sit back where it is. There we are. So my thoughts on this are, it is definitely full coverage. You do not feel heaviness of it being on, but it definitely does transfer. Now, I think maybe that's just going to be a norm for a cream sort of balmy product. Obviously, if you're touching your face and touching surfaces and things, a certain amount of your makeup is going to come off. I do suffer with allergies, so I have been having to blow my nose, but I still think there's still a good amount of coverage around here, considering the fact that I have blown my nose and what have you. I know you can still see my freckles and things, so even though it is full coverage, so I've got a mirror behind me too, so I'm looking there. Let me just get my little handheld mirror so that I can see for myself at this side. So for me, looking at it up closely, as I say, I can see a tiny bit of the darkness coming through under this eye, but then I've been going like this and rubbing up my eye. You can see tiny wee bits of milia, which I normally get, but on the whole, it is actually really good, and it is a good match for my neck and that as well. As I say, you can see it on the contours here, like you can really see the standout line of my lips. But, you know, all in all, it's pretty impressive. And it's not going too much into my fine lines or my little crow's feet that I do have. It's annoying that I don't have an actual camera instead of this phone. So yes, I do like it, and as I say, I will definitely keep on using it. For me personally, it is a bit too much coverage for the daily. So can you leave in the comments any suggestions for wearing this foundation to make it not as full coverage, if that is entirely possible? Maybe it isn't. And I like the fact that I didn't have to use a separate colour corrector or concealer. Like, you could even just use a little bit of this to colour correct and conceal under the eyes, and then maybe try your normal foundation over it, and then use this as like your cream sort of. I would it's not really going to be a contour, is it? You can tell that I don't really contour, but it can definitely be like a deeper toned blush, no, not a blush, Julie, bronzer, and you know, it will definitely get used. I don't feel any irritation or that on my skin, but I popped this on, what, about the back of 11, quarter to 12, It is just heading for about 4:45 now. So that's a good amount of wear time, and I think even if I was to leave it on literally until just before I go to bed tonight, it would still be doing quite well. I haven't done that much today. I have done a little bit of stuff around the house. I haven't got warm or sweaty like I normally do. I haven't been outside and anything like that, so I can't tell you how it holds up with that, and considering it's a matte formula, the little bit of glisten that I've put on my face, highlight wise, I think it's still quite dewy on me, so yeah. So I do rate it. I think it is definitely a good foundation. It's the only full coverage foundation that I own. I don't have any other full coverage foundations at all. You know, I'm pretty into my lightweight ones, and I don't know if you would call this full coverage. Maybe the Fenty one's about the most that I've got, but everything else that I have in my collection foundation wise, none of it is full coverage. So I would possibly only wear these if I was maybe going to be having the makeup on for a long period of time. So say I decided to put it on to go into college, you know, it might be quite good for lasting throughout the day. It'll be interesting to see how it performs with me constantly always being roasting, and how it will stay on. Let me just shut the cupboard door. It'll also be interesting to see just how it holds up in different situations. I'm not a massive drinker these days and going out and stuff, but maybe when the world gets back to normal and I do go out for a night out, if I've even got the money to do that, we can test how it would hold up in that kind of environment. But yeah, looking at it, like, it's pretty impressive. I mean, I watch Shona Scott. She is a fantastic makeup artist. In fact, she replied to me today, so blows my mind, on Instagram, because she did her review on it, and she said she would love to hear from people that have dry or normal skin, because she's got oily skin, and she got on so well with it considering it was oily. And when I was showing her how it turned out, she was just like, wow. And she's like, I hope you like it as much as she does. And another one that I watch is Nakia Joy. She's an Australian makeup artist, and she's got oily skin. Now, she didn't get on with it at all. She didn't like it. She felt like it was cakey and breaking up on her skin and stuff like that. But then, as she says, that's possibly because it isn't necessarily the best for oily skin. Other people that I've seen, mostly, they have been all for it. They think it's really good. Who else have I watched that's maybe not been keen? Steph Toms wasn't that fussed. She said that she didn't really understand why it was so hyped up. You know, so it's nice to see the different reviews. Do I think it's worth going and giving a go? Yes. Do I think it's necessary for you though? Not really. If you're the kind of person that likes more full coverage, you're going to love it. If you don't, and you're more into that less is more, seeing the skin, even though you can still see my freckles underneath, and you can still see my lines, lovely, didn't quite cover those, you know, it depends on what it is that you want from a foundation. If you want that flawless look, and you don't mind a bit more coverage, then you will enjoy it. But as I say, if you're more of a sheer foundation or a tinted moisturiser type of person, then I would not suggest it for you. It does cost £29 from Boots' website, so it is, some people would say mid-range, mid to high range, so it depends on if you want to spend that sort of money to try it out. I think because it is quite viral just now, it probably is going to go in and out of stock, particularly on the lighter and medium shades, because that's mostly what people seem to be buying. That's why, for myself, this shade is possibly just, to me, that little bit too warm. I mean, it doesn't look as bad on there, but when I hold it here, I mean, I think initially putting it on, I was like, oh my god, that's too much. As it is worn in a bit, it's definitely got better. It hasn't even caked into my eyebrows, which a lot of them do. It's actually, you actually can't see my pores, it's amazing. So yeah, it is good. It is worth the hype, and I'm glad I got and tried it. Possibly I would try and get it in a lighter shade, but hey ho, as you see, as you know, it does match. You can see it matches, but I'm just not used to that much coverage anymore. Like, I'm 37. I don't wear heavy duty, heavy coverage foundation. I just don't. Like, I haven't worn double wear foundation since like my 20s when I was first at college. And it was one of the girls there that got me into it. And I only used to wear it for nights out because it is that heavy duty. Unfortunately, it didn't break out my skin or dry out my skin like it does for a lot of people. And I know you can get double wear light now, but I mean, as I say, I'm 37 now and I haven't worn a full-on, full-beat foundation in a long time. So to then go back to having this amount of coverage, it is pretty odd for me. But I hope you enjoyed my review, and let me know if you've tried it or what you think, what type of skin you've got. Let me know if there's any tips that you can give me on a way to apply it without it being so full on. I might try it the next time I do my makeup, maybe just using it under my eyes as more like a conceal, because it's great at that, and putting one of my normal foundations over it to see how it goes. But yeah, that is my review. I finally got my hands on it and I finally got to share it with you guys. So if you like this video, please hit, excuse me, that like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button to be notified of when I upload, and I will see you soon. Bye.